Hello, I'm back with the circular knitting machine project. So this is an antique knitting machine that I bought on eBay. I basically bought the cheapest one I could find, and it had lots of issues, so I've been working through those in past videos. I spent a lot of time with this cylinder, which is the cylinder that came with it, and what had happened is it was jammed in the machine because it had expanded, and if you look closely there, you'll see a bunch of little cracks in the surface. And that's caused because this is, it's a pretty common problem. It's caused because this was made from pot metal. And that kind of metal is just a really inexpensive metal that can expand over time, which is what happened with this. So, I mean, this is over 100 years old. It lasted for a long time, but eventually it's had some issues. And I'm still hopeful that I can repair it. But I thought instead of trying to widen each and every one of these grooves so that the needles would slide smoothly in it, instead 3D print a cylinder, because I'm pretty handy with a 3D printer and the CAD tools to design these. So this is the first one I printed. There were some issues with it, so then I made another one, and this one seems to be working pretty well. And I haven't knitted anything with it yet. I sort of wanted to wait until I had this video started. So this machine had a lot of issues when I got it. It didn't have needles. I've gotten some needles for it. It didn't have a mast. So this is just a really quick and dirty mast I made. It's out of a dowel and a piece of jewelry wire that I taped to the dowel. And we can put that in place now. I don't know what this is called, but basically this yarn guide, I backed it off so it won't hit the hooks while I'm testing it. And I can see that everything, I mean, it rotates much better than the old one did. The original cylinder, so hopefully this is going to work. Now I'm just going to try it and see what happens. This is the yarn that I'm using. I bought this online. It's just a cone of yarn that's really good for sock machines, they said. It's thin, which you want, and very consistent. It's on a cone, so I'm just going to set this down here, and we'll wind this through the machine. So I'll go through this cylinder just to sort of hold it off to the side so it doesn't get caught in the gears of the machine. And we'll go down here and we'll put it through this guide here. I probably should have a pair of tweezers or something to help, but I've got it. Now there's many ways to do this casting on process that they call it. So you can get a bonnet, and then there's different kinds of looping things. And ideally you want to get a loop around every other yarn hook, and then it very quickly sort of gets to the point where you can start knitting. But I don't have a bonnet. I don't have any of these other devices. So I saw another technique online where you just kind of make this star-shaped thing that I'm going to show you right here. And the idea is, that one looks a little bent. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Okay, well, we'll see how these work. I might have to replace a few of the hooks while I was sort of... You're not supposed to spin it much when you don't have any yarn on it because these little latches can get hit by this device. And I thought I was being careful, but that one didn't look so good. So, like I said, this is the first knitting I've done on this machine. So, well, hopefully it'll be the first knitting. I wanted you guys to be able to see sort of the first things I tried. So we will see how this goes. Then you just sort of put this tail. So another thing I read online when I was reading about ways to get started was you need to apply tension all the time. So you typically will have some weights, but I don't have those yet. And this star method of getting started is evidently a little finicky. So actually holding it down with your hands is supposed to be helpful. You can kind of control the tension a little better. So we will see how this goes. Oh, this is probably not tightened that yet. Let me tighten the guide here. I don't know exactly where it goes. Hopefully this will work. Get some. I just want to get a few stitch stitches in place. So it's a little finicky, probably because I don't have very many stitches on, so it's kind of tricky for the machine. But it definitely, I mean, I'm definitely seeing some knit stitches, or some stitches that are being knit. Let's see. So I think that's all got to be held down like that, and let's just keep cranking and see what happens. As you get a few stitches in place, you can kind of loop it around some of these outer stitches. So yeah, it's definitely hanging up. Okay, so yeah, I'm seeing lots of issues here. Let's see. I don't think it's getting any stitches over here is one issue. So let's do that, and it shouldn't have multiple pieces of yarn on here like this. Let's see, so maybe I should be using a bonnet, is what I'm learning. This is not forming very good stitches here. Okay, let's just see if we can get a few more rounds, see if it heals itself. That's kind of a nice thing about knitting machines, is they will kind of heal themselves. So let's keep going. We'll see if we can, I mean, it's definitely, oh, so there, it's getting a few better stitches now. That's better. Let's just keep going, I guess. See what happens. So now I've actually got a few rounds of stitches. This is good. So now what you can do is you can sort of help it along by taking these extra loops and sort of hooking it over needles that don't have stitches, and then that'll form a stitch on the next round. So let's just keep going. This one's got several loops of yarn. I don't need that. And I mean, we're definitely getting some stitches. I think if I was more experienced knitter, I would have an idea of what's going on. A machine knitter, I'd have an idea of what's going on here. But I don't think I want a whole bunch of loops over one needle like that. I don't think that's, well, this needle is jammed in there. Let's just take this needle out for now. It seems like it's jammed. Oh, no. Yeah, let's take that out. So you guys are learning with me here, maybe, or maybe you know a lot and you're like, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, which is kind of accurate. Let's zoom in a little bit and see if that helps you see what's going on. So it's definitely getting some stitches, and if you use a bonnet, it doesn't have all these missing stitches in the beginning, so you can kind of get whoops. You don't have to waste as much yarn sort of getting started, but I don't care about that right now. I just want to see stitches. And I am seeing some stitches, so I'm actually really encouraged about this. Like, I'm sure my technique's leaving some to be desired, probably a lot to be desired, but if I can get most of these stitches on here, I'll be pretty happy. Oh. Okay, so I'm continuing to pull down, apply tension, and it's now going much more smoothly. This is pretty nice. Okay, so so this one's got a few stitches over it. Let's just take one of those off. Oh, I think I see what happened. I think I'm going to take all the stitches off that hook because I think the stitch is underneath the hook, underneath the latch, I'm sorry, so it's causing it to not come off like it should. Let's see if we... a couple more of these places where it's missing a stitch. Let's see if we can pick up some more stitches we're missing. Go. It's whoa, this is, I mean, it's working. Look at this. Okay, there's a couple of stitches missing here and there, but I mean, I've got almost all the stitches on already. I didn't really know what to expect. This is like better than I was hoping for, actually. We'll hook one on there. So, whoops. Let's see. So almost all of this one's kind of buggered up. There we go. Let's do a round or two and see what's happening. This hook seems to not be working quite right. So it looks like I bent the latch on this hook as well. So let's just take that out for now. Okay, note to self, be a little more careful with these latches when you're putting the hooks in. Yeah, it said not to spin or to crank it without, but I kind of had to test it a little bit. So I think, oh, there's one place that's missing. This is missing the stitch. I think that might be the only place with a hook. Wait, here we go. So we'll put that one on. Is that one not working for some reason? Nope, that's working. So I think there's just two needles I removed. Let's put some new needles in there. Some different needles. And perhaps we will be able to knit on get a stitch on every needle, which is more than I was hoping for, honestly. So yeah, I'm still applying quite a bit of tension with my hand here. Let's see. So we're just gonna help this along by putting that there and this here. And let's do a few rounds and see what's happening. So it's got stitches on every single needle. This is great. Better than I was hoping for. The stitches are really loose, so I don't even remember which way you go with this. But this controls the cam, and if you turn it one way or the other, the stitches will get tighter and looser. But loose stitches are easier. I read that are easier to use, so it's probably good that my stitches are loose right now because it's letting me test out the machine. But yeah, I mean, it's like it's working. This is awesome. So let's see. I'm ecstatic. So let's move this up here so you can see me. But Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. That's better than I was expecting. I was thinking I would have to get a bonnet or something. But yeah, without a bonnet, just using that SAR method that I read about, I got all those stitches on and proved that the machine is working. Not the ribber yet. The ribber is going to be a future project. And I think at this point, I'm probably going to turn off the video. I just wanted to show sort of the first stitches that I got, learn a little bit more about the machine. I'll probably, I think I see some things that I could do to make a better 3D printed cylinder. So I'm likely to make another attempt at the cylinder to improve that a little bit. And maybe I'll do another video, but I'm pretty happy that I basically bought the cheapest stock knitting machine that I could find on eBay, and it was missing a bunch of parts. It wasn't working at all. It was jammed together, and over the past several videos, I've got it to start knitting stitches, and now I've got to refine my technique a little bit, make sure that everything's operating as well as it should. But that's better than I was expecting. I was not expecting that I would be able to get beautiful stitches out of it like that. So they're a little loose. I'll definitely play around with the settings, but I think I'll end the video here on this success. Thanks for watching.